Deputy President of Kenya, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua.
The President of the Republic of Rwanda, His Excellency Paul Kagame, the Ministers of Youth, AU Commission leaders, development partners, international organizations, private sector representatives, the civil society, representatives of academia, youth entrepreneurs, youth leaders, innovators, students, artists, the youth of Africa, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I bring you greetings from the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto. I also bring you a message of love and goodwill from your colleagues, the young people of the great Republic of Kenya. I'm grateful to join all of you for the 5th edition of the Youth Connect Africa Summit. I'm glad because I believe the continuous dialogue about young people and the consequent actions are the definitive elements in the calculations of Africa's prosperity at this moment in time. The truth is, outside of young people, Africa is not going to discover any new significant forces or resources for transformative growth, especially living as we are at a time in history when the world is shaking off global pandemic, adapting to climate change, and crisis of food insecurity and high cost of living. Ladies and gentlemen, young people are on the front lines of the socio-economic challenges that bedevil our nations, whether it's unemployment, access to capital, climate change, food security, or exclusion. That is why I find the theme, accelerating investments in youth, resilient youth, resilient Africa, an honest expression of what our collective desire for growth and prosperity demands from us, an investment in our young people. This is especially critical because the youth are the majority in Africa and in my own country, Kenya. It is vital to strategically acknowledge this majority. The use of the word investment signals some kind of return, and for most of us in this room, we talk endlessly about demographic dividend. There are two key points that I fear get lost in the conversation about this great prosperity that we love people. I applaud Youth Connect for representing this truth in action and for creating this wonderful towards a wholesome demographic dividend. Ladies and gentlemen, investing in the youth, as our administration sees it, begins with placing the youth agenda in a predominant position of our national development agenda. This is informed and powered by their participation and the Kenyan Constitution, which expressly provides that the state must take measures to ensure a fulsome participation by the young people in social, economic, and political life of our nations. Further, there are international instruments, such as the International Convention on Economic and Social Rights, to which Kenya is a signatory, the East African Youth Policy, African Union Agenda 2063, the United Nations Strategy for Youth 2014, and the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. To answer the express dictates of our Constitution, the Kenyan National Youth Policy 2019 was developed to guide and energize our path to full inclusion of our young people. It is for that reason that we are here today to join the youth of Africa to tell you in a nutshell, you are the future of this continent. We want to tell our young people that the people of this continent, especially the elder population, is in your hands. You have what it takes to take this continent to the next level. And granted, age is on your side. You have the energy, you have the passion, you have the zeal, and most importantly, you have the brains that we need to turn around this continent. We want to urge the youth of Africa to take your rightful role and dictate the path of development in this continent that was in a derogatory manner referred many decades ago as a sleeping giant. Fate has conspired to challenge you to take leadership, to show the way forward, to change the way things have been done traditionally. This is a creative age. This is a tech age. This is a creative age. This is the innovative age. The leaders of this age are the young people of Africa. And please, don't shy away from responsibility. Don't shy away from responsibility. This continent depends on you. You have the energy. You have the motivation. All that remains is for you to occupy your space and do what must be done. In my country, Kenya, we told our young people to take over leadership in all spheres of life. In the last election that we held on the 9th of December, our National Assembly has 349 members. Young people of your age went to the elections, traveled around the country, sold the youth agenda, convinced the people of Kenya that they have what it takes to lead them, to change their ways of life, to improve their quality of life. And the people of Kenya were so persuaded. And in the elections of the 9th of August, the people of Kenya indicated in a very strong statement their faith and belief in the young people. And 33% of all the members of the National Assembly elected are below the age of 35 years. The Kenyan National Assembly is in the hands of the young people. It's up to them now to set the youth agenda. It's up to them now to push for what the youth of that country want. I'm challenging you, the youth of Africa. When you go back home, take leadership positions in your countries. Get into government. Get into your parliament. Push the youth agenda from inside. I want to challenge the youth of Africa. Take your rightful place in the decision-making table. Where all decisions are made, let the youth be represented, and in a very big way, so that your voice can be loud and your voice can count. And when I was invited to come for this conference on behalf of my president, and we want to thank President Kagame, because you have shown the leaders of Africa in a great way to trust the young people and to give them an opportunity to excel. Many leaders across the world are scared of inviting the young people to come to the decision-making table for fear that they will replace them. President Kagame has shown the way for the world by mentoring young people, by giving them an opportunity to make a contribution to humanity and to mankind, to allow them space to get involved in the economies of their countries. And we salute you, President Kagame, for believing in our young people. To demonstrate how practical it is for our young people to take over leadership in Africa and chart the path for our young people from inside and from the decision-making table. I came with 12 young leaders just to present to this conference, who were elected just the other day and whom we have given immense responsibilities in the National Assembly so that the young people can start taking their rightful place in the leadership of this continent and charting the way forward in matters economy, finance, investment, and ICT. I'd like to ask our leaders whom I came with, I'd like to introduce them to this conference so that you can see. Are they near? You can see they are youthful people. I came with the Honorable Silvanus Osoro. He is the Chief Whip of the majority in the National Assembly of the Republic of Kenya, young as he is. I came with the Honorable Dedi Nyoro, a second member of Parliament, who is the chairman of the Budget and Appropriation Committee of the National Assembly. And all the resources of the Republic of Kenya are in the hands of that young man. I came with the Honorable Patrick Munene, who is a senior member in the Health Committee. I came with one of the miracles of our country. She is called Lynette Toto, and Toto is a Kiswahili meaning the small one. I came with the Honorable Kiborek, a young man from Baringo County. I have with me the Honorable Muhammad Ali from the county of Mombasa. I have with me the Honorable Pamela Njoki, the women representative of Ebu County. I have with me the Honorable Vincent Kawaya from Machakos County. I have with me, who was then the youngest member of Parliament in the last election in the entire National Assembly, the Honorable John Paul Mwirigi. I came with me with the Honorable Ken Aramat. I came with the Honorable Joseph Lemegit. And I came with the youngest senator in the Republic of Kenya, the Honorable Karongo Thanga. When I made the decision to come with this team, I just wanted to demonstrate to the youth of Africa that it is possible for you to take your rightful place on the decision-making table. Finally, Your Excellency, it is important that we say, much as we encourage our youth in Africa to take their rightful place and take leadership in matters, investment, in business, in ICT, in leadership, it is not possible if those of us who have been given an opportunity to lead do not create the right political stability and environment to allow them to prevail. It is for that reason that I want to take this opportunity to salute the President of Rwanda for the political stability that you have established in this great country. Those of us who are students of political science and history know the journey that you have gone through in terms of redeeming this country from ethnicity to creating very serious political stability, and you have now engaged on a serious economic transformation of this great republic. And we urge all the leaders of Africa to give our young people space to take their rightful role. Let us create political and economic stability to create the right environment for our young people. With those very many remarks, Mr. President, I have been asked by my president and the young people of Kenya to request with humility for you to consider giving the young people of Kenya the opportunity to host Youth Connect next year. If that request is granted, in anticipation, I welcome you to the great city of Nairobi and to the Kenyan nation, where people are very hospitable and where we have abundance of Africa's widest wildlife species that you can come and have a look. With those very many remarks, I salute the youth of Africa. We respect you, we love you, we have hope in you. Thank you very much.
Merci beaucoup. Encore une fois, nos applaudissements pour son Excellence le vice-président du Kenya qui nous a rejoints pour ce 5e sommet de Youth Connect Africa et pour son message de valeur, la valeur des jeunes, et nous nous sentons valorisés vraiment aujourd'hui. Et nous continuons avec nos invités d'honneur.
Absolutely. Distinguished guests, young people of Africa, brothers and sisters, to make his keynote speech, please join me in giving him a warm, warm, warm welcome. Please welcome our guest of honor, the President of the Republic of Rwanda, His Excellency, Paul Kagame.
Excellency, Rigathi, Gachagua, Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, distinguished senior members of government, ministers of youth who are here, diplomatic corps, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and in particular, the young people of our continent. It is a great pleasure to welcome you all to Rwanda and to the 5th edition of Youth Connect Africa. Before I proceed, I want to thank again the heads of state who joined us virtually, the President of Senegal, Chair of the African Union, the President of Namibia, all who joined us for this summit. Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, I wanted to thank you and please extend my thanks to my brother, President William Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya. I want to thank you for joining us in person, Deputy President, and thank the members of your delegation also for being with us. As for the final request you make, I think with your remarks, everybody around seemed to be persuaded. I can speak on my own behalf, but also, I guess, on behalf of others. So you might see us in Nairobi in bigger numbers than there are here for looking forward to that. It has already been 10 years since this important forum was launched right here in Rwanda. Youth Connect has become a powerhouse, bringing together thousands of young people every year to contribute solutions and learn from each other. I thank all partners and friends for being part of this journey from the beginning, with particular recognition of the United Nations Development Program, UNDP, and the Korea International Cooperation Agency, KOICA. A big thank you goes to every young person in this room. With your insights and innovations, you are leading the way for a more resilient Africa. Youth Connect helps us to tell these success stories, get to know each other better, and build solidarity. Africa is not a continent of problems, not at all. Yes, there are problems, but where don't you find problems? The world over, there are problems. So we have to deal with our own problems, but we are not a continent of problems. At least, we must also, and as leaders, we must also do our part to recognize that young people are equal partners in our development agenda. We know you have ideas on how to trade more effectively, build stronger health systems, combat climate change, reduce inequality, and much more. We therefore have a duty to listen to you, and work with you. I think the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya said much to that. Allow me to leave you with this piece of advice. Hard work even if it is smart work as well, without purpose is not fulfilling. Therefore, we must also bear in mind the purpose, who we are, what we want to be, where we want to go, and all that driven in our minds by having a purpose. May I add that with that purpose, you can add a little bit of discipline. Discipline guides us, measures, and lets us know the excesses we have to deal with, whether personally or at the level of society. Have you ever had anywhere anybody complaining about having a bit of discipline? Have you ever heard of anybody who lost this or that because of discipline? So let's try it a little bit in our daily lives. It will serve us well. It helps people think, put value to every step of their way. It guides us in the right direction. Whether it is politics, is a bit of discipline. Whichever part of life, it should involve a bit of that. Of course, everything in excess has its own problems. So again, I'm saying just try even with a little bit, and we will be where we want to be. 28 years ago, when Rwanda was at its lowest point, our country and the people dared to dream big, to give ourselves something to look forward to every day. We worked hard and worked together to overcome division, provide justice, and build prosperity. For the past 2 decades, this vision has become Rwanda's purpose and the reason for everything that we do. I always want to thank the people of Rwanda for their understanding and embracing these principles that have taken us this far. Whatever your purpose, do not get discouraged by doubts. Begin by not doubting yourself. Try to overcome that. And ultimately, you, your family, your country, and our continent will be better off for it. Once again, I want to thank you for being with us. I wish you a successful summit and an enjoyable stay in Rwanda. And thank again those people who joined us from outside in person or virtually. We are looking forward to even more productive summit next time. Thank you for listening. And I'm looking very much forward to our interaction in a few moments. Wish you